Heidi ho, everyone, and welcome aboard. This is the pre-US session open. G'day, Ash.
Hello, mates. How are you?
I was about to say no, I couldn't say that. That wouldn't be fair. I'm good. Yeah, everything's
I
fine.
I was waving at you.
I waved at you as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, I didn't see your hand.
Oh, sorry. Am I out of focus or something? No.
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
in. You're
yeah.
in now. You're in
All good.
now.
What's good? Oh, interesting. I noticed that Powell's just had a little chat and
Yes, he has.
must have had a little conversation about digital currencies.
Oh, why? What we got going on?
Well, I'll just share this screen. I've got no idea what screen is that I'm looking at. Your
That
footsie.
is. No, not on the footsie, mate. We're on. Yeah, that is your. Yeah, you got a footsie chart up. Yeah,
Why have I got that up?
I haven't got a clue. Um,
Nor have I. Must mean something.
do you know I've got a trade on Cardano, and oh, it hasn't. It's up a little bit. It's not gone up that much that would suggest that he's selling a thing of huge interest. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit higher so far today.
Well, I don't know that he has. He's talking in a panel discussion about cross-border payments, which is why digital currencies is in the
Oh,
spotlight
interesting. Okay.
at the IMF's annual meeting. Okay, it's the IMF's annual meeting. That's interesting. Didn't realize that was
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, I mean, we haven't got the US market open as yet, so I don't see a huge amount of movement today anyway. From that, I thought gold and silver were doing pretty well when I looked last time. They seem to be actually doing pretty nicely, and a weaker dollar looked like it was in play marginally. I have to say it's. I think it's just a bit of a tricky day, mate. I mean, Powell, I would have thought maybe he could move the market, but I've seen, just a silver bid up to a level of potential resistance, and I hope it does. I mean, I really want silver in to get some silver in the portfolio, but it's been really difficult to get on board. Ethereum, I had a trade on, but I closed that one out, and I'm waiting for that one to come back to 350 before I get back in again, and that's pushed itself up to a potential resistance line as well. But nothing that would excite me. The FTSE 100 has pushed to the downside, so that the trade that we were in earlier has been stopped out. But again, it's fairly benign. I mean,
okay. So that came right back.
it did. Yes, it did, mate. Yeah.
It didn't look like it was going to early days, did it?
No, it
Well,
came
not
back
to
and
me, it didn't
some.
anyway.
Yeah, it looked like it was off, but it did just again it just hit a resistance point and has, as you say, it's just come back, but hasn't really done anything else since then.
Yeah, I think we had early moves. The euro is strong against the dollar. The pound has been strong against the dollar, as we noted early in the piece. But other than that, I don't see too much that's going on around.
No, and,
town.
and the euro actually strengthened a bit against the pound as well. So
Yep.
we are kind of back to a
Like
bit
I
of
said,
risk
surely we're not going to
off.
get 2 black days in a row.
Yeah,
Looks like that might be the
yeah,
case.
yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, we're back to
Mm,
back to that again. Um,
bloody
and,
crazy,
and
isn't it?
yeah, and it's a difficult one to trade because of it. You just kind of like you are literally now trading on speculation upon speculation upon speculation. I mean, it's one of those things that, obviously we are in the game of trading speculation, but we want a resolution after we've taken our trade. But there's just, with this one, it just runs and runs and runs, and the boxing match continues. And until that gets resolved, we can't really know which direction the pound is going to go in. And
Yeah, a lot to be said for banking early, I think.
undoubtedly.
Without question, yeah, certainly on that one. Well, we've done that's no drama, but gee, it'd be nice to get some follow through. I'm really looking forward to the day where we can, just
Yeah.
convert.
And it could happen. It could happen. This is the problem with the pound, isn't it? They get a deal. Obviously, it's going to happen. They don't get a deal. It's going to go in the completely opposite direction, and it just feels like a bit of a flip of the coin at the minute. And if you're in a trade already and you're safe, then it's a cracking one to hold, because if you're right, you're well and truly in the money. And if you're wrong, you're probably out at break even against the stop loss. But trying to get in, on the pound is proving to be incredibly difficult. I got in a couple of days ago, and a few days ago actually, and I had to get out again. It hit a really nice profit line, but after I think we were talking about potential deals, and things just started to look less and less likely. So just not very attractive, I didn't think, and I had to come out again, and it's proved to be actually a good decision on this occasion, because it's just not finding any potential. It's not finding any genuine direction. So the pound I am staying away from right now, and I'm in a FTSE trade which has been in for a long time. For a few weeks now. But when it comes down to trying to trade it on a short-term basis, and I'm in a long-term FTSE trade, it's not like I'm going to get out of this one. I'm holding on to it and waiting for it to turn back in my favor. But I've hedged the position out with other little bits and pieces along the way. But nothing's really on the move. We will see some movement this week, but I don't know which direction it's going to go in as yet.
Yeah, I think we will. I haven't even cancelled Thursday's order on pound Kiwi, which I don't know if I even want to do that. We were entering above this bar here. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Gee whiz, we keep hitting this line and we keep pulling back off it. I'm getting pretty keen on this line. And I'm very keen to get long, of course, this pair. But we're still in a range. We've still got an uncertain pound, and we've still got a clear false break signal on this trend line here, which is on the daily chart. Interesting, but not compelling. I mean, the big picture hasn't changed here, and nor it will for some time, I wouldn't think. But gee whiz, I think this has still got potential. Really do. Pound Kiwi.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think if you pick the right level, then you should get taken in without any too much disruption. If things start going, we get another whisper, and then all of a sudden they go wrong. But I think you're right, mate. I think there's every chance that that it could pop to the upside.
Well, we did,
but it's just impossible. Impossible to know who to trust. They're all saying sort of something slightly different.
Yeah. We did have a little bit of a complication with this one over the weekend, of course, with the Kiwi elections, and the Kiwi US dollar has not as dramatic as the euro and the pound, but it has rallied only to the monthly pivot at this stage. We'll see what happens when the US session opens. If this looks like running through there, then we may have to manage Kiwi CAD. Where's Kiwi CAD? I've got that in the market somewhere. There. So Kiwi CAD has come back at us, pardon me, after taking us in on this bar here. And we looked like we were hurtling towards our first take profit, but that didn't happen. And the election, of course, has turned things around. I think if I get a close above that line there on the 4-hour chart, I will probably close this in a losing position, because if that's the case, then what both PB and Julian were saying yesterday may well be the case, where they were saying that because of the election landslide in New Zealand, it looked very, very promising for A, the economy, and probably B, the Kiwi dollar itself. So yeah, I'm watching this area very, very closely. Look, I still think it's a strong level. And if it does get through here, then something else is going on. And that will be the election thing. So technically, we're still okay. But fundamentally, we might have an issue. So watch this level. Watch this space very closely. As I say, on the 4-hour chart, if I get a close above it, I will close in negative territory. We'll see how that goes. Pound Kiwi, I'm still looking to get long. Euro pound, we're still in that trade as well. We know about that. What else am I still in? Euro CAD. which is coming back at us. But pardon me, we have taken profit on that, so that's not such a massive deal. Pretty keen to get short the euro in some way. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. Of course, it's going to give us a good price at the moment. Things have changed, haven't they? I can't. Better have a look at the dollar index, I think, to get a
yeah. This we got
perspective on
Lagarde out later on as well, mate. So something to be aware of, or be aware of.
Okay, dollar index. Let's have a look at that. I've got that in a log jam. I can't see that clearly either. That's a bit of an issue. So it's hard to say where that one's going.
Wow. That euro did boost to the upside, didn't it? It must have been something that Powell said. Do you know what? I wasn't on top of that, and I'd like to know what he did say.
I hate this. Does anyone know how to lock this in? Because every time I open it, it changes.
What, that chart?
Yep. Takes me somewhere I don't want to be.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
and
I know a little
all
bit
this
about
crap down here that I don't want to see. Can I get rid of that down here somewhere? Oh, I know how to do that, I think. You go up here and you go, delete all studies. No. Delete all shapes. No. I'm trying. I want to get rid of all this crap. Okay. Let's not do that for now. Let's go to the chart that I was looking at before, and negative. I'm going to have to go to school in this chart, obviously. I don't know how to use it. All right, that'll do. So what I see, guys, is a massive logjam. So we've got a trend line coming down. Well, we've got one coming from here. Hello. Trend line from here. Oh, I don't believe this. Select trend line. Get out of here. Ash, have you got a dollar index chart?
I can certainly get one, mate. Yes, I can get one.
Because for some weird reason, I just don't know how to use this. But you would think
TradingView.
If you clicked on that and then put that there, you'd think you'd have a trend line, wouldn't you?
Yeah, do you know, I really like this website, investing.com, but for charting, I find it really, really difficult. I just, it's not very standardized, is it? I think.
Well, what's the best place to get a hold of one of these dollar index charts?
Oh, TradingView is very good.
Okay, I'll go there.
Yeah. Okay, have a look at that. I'm just on there now as well. I've got it if you need it.
All right, I'll see if this will come up real fast.
Yeah, it's had a big drop today.
Okay, put yours on, because it'll probably take me half hour to get this warmed up.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, actually, just looking at this, and I think we could compare it right across the board as well. Here you go. Here's the DXY, the dollar index, right here, and with this moving.
Oh, sorry,
what's that, mate?
You go first.
Yeah, with
right.
this is the hourly. Yeah, just showing you what's going on with the hourly. But with this moving, we'll have a look on the daily as well. But with it moving in the way it's moving, and it just looked like it now. It looks like this trend line has really been respected as an area to go short on the dollar index. It just can't catch a bid, can it? I mean, I don't. I don't see how the dollar index has got any hope at this stage. I mean, we could create another chart pattern maybe somewhere down here, but at this particular point, it's looking very in very dangerous territory. And
But if you put now another trend line from the low in September,
yep,
through the low in October.
Low in September through the low in October. Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's just logjam.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah. Bring this onto a short-term time frame here, and this probably could do with being tightened up as well. I'm not sure how you do that, but no, I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh, there we go.
I'm giving you hints as to the song I'm going to play shortly.
Oh, okay. I can't quite get hold of that. Why not? Maybe it's because I can't get to the end of it somehow. Can't find the end of the trend line. Oh, actually, I don't need it. I need this one.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't get to the end of the trend line.
Yes, if we're not sure. We don't know what's happened to the euro.
Well, perhaps. I don't know if it's the euro. I wonder whether it's the dollar, because, you know, as I was about
to... It looks tanking.
It does. You know, you illustrate it like this, and the dollar is right on top of heavy support down here, but it goes through that level. Then who knows where it goes? But if we bring the charts in, then you just have to look across the board. FTSE 100 is struggling, but the dollar Swissy also heavily moving to the downside will look very similar to that dollar index. But I think it's almost better to compare it with gold and silver in many respects, because then you start to get a broader picture on what's been moved around. This is silver right now, and we have seen silver start to move to the upside. Actually, it's slowed a little bit on silver, but and the same with gold, but we have been moving fairly substantially to the upside. Just easing off actually right now with both these. As I say, I don't want gold or silver to start breaking out here, because I really want to get hold of you know, one or both of these. But it's just proving to be well, to be honest, I would quite happily take this on board if we get through this level. You know, not happily, but I will take it on board if we get through this level. And the only reason I won't do it before that is that I want it lower. I want this area to hold, and I want it lower. You know, I might have to pick it up down there, but it's one of those things that.
Well, I've got to say, that doesn't look like a bullish chart to me. I think you'll get a better price than that.
Yeah, I totally agree, mate. And this is the thing, isn't it? I think technically speaking, we are looking at fairly weak-looking structures in some of these. You know, in the commodity space. You know, I really like gold and silver for a longer-term trade. But when we look at what's happening, when we listen to what's happening really with the US economy, then it makes it very difficult to make a case for anything but trying to get in on the long side as soon as possible. But as you say, the chart just doesn't really match that, and because of that, I just want to see if there's another opportunity. You know, will it come down here? It could take a number of weeks, a number of months, and the US election might just be enough to hold things up. I just don't know. But things do look a little bit weaker out there right now. I think you know, things the markets are struggling somewhat. We've got FTSE 100 as we just illustrated, pushing to the downside. The S&P actually not doing too badly so far. It's a little bit weaker. Looks like maybe a head and shoulders pattern, but again, I don't really know what's going to be driving that one down either. So I'm not willing to trade the S&P on a short at this stage. Again, probably would want to pick it up long. Same with the Nasdaq. I'd really want to pick this one up on the upside. The Nasdaq, there's something about the Nasdaq that has got a weaker feel, which is really unusual. But the Nasdaq feels a bit weaker than the other indices right now, and I wonder whether it's something to do with valuations. I wonder whether it's more to do with the fact that a Biden win could actually curb the upside with the Nasdaq. You know, in tech. Will he go after Google?
Again, that chart pattern, it's a little bit skew, but you got a head and shoulders there. Neckline's
Yes.
been broken, retested twice, on a pivot twice. Crazy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's bearish. You know?
Undoubtedly. So the charts are saying bearish. I'd say the data and the numbers are okay. You know, they're holding up. Valuations are going to be the big question. You know, did we get a bit over you know, did we get a bit ahead of ourselves when we got these valuations coming in? Are people likely to make the profits that they thought they would make? Are we coming out of the pandemic as fast as people thought? I think all these questions probably have got a decent you know, are a decent reason to hold things up here. Whether they come down significantly, I just don't know.
Well, at the moment, you've got a pretty substantial double top forming there. So we'll see. The week could be interesting.
Yeah, chart patterns look like they're pointing lower, and it's just it's the most difficult direction to trade in. You know, against these, if you like, inflation-based assets, because you know, inflation alone pushes up global equities. Never mind, you know, other things that kind of happen. So if we're in an inflationary environment, then equities are likely to go higher with them.
So what else are you looking at coming into the sesh, mate?
Well, nothing conventional. So my view at the minute is going. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I've looked across the board and I can't really see anything that I really want to do. I am taking, you know, some speculative positions in things, but the one that I would really like to focus on is soybean. Now, I don't think, somebody may correct me, but I don't think soybean is available on Fusion, which is a bit of a problem.
I'll just have a quick look.
Yeah, have a look. I've never seen it. It would be good if it was, because I think as a commodity space, it could be quite interesting.
No, it doesn't look like it. Nickel, copper, zinc, PT, platinum.
Yeah, they like their metals, don't they?
Palladium,
but they don't seem to like
lead, aluminium. Yeah,
yeah, which is a bit of an issue, but you know, it may be something. If there are people in the room that want us to analyze it because they can trade it, then let's do that. But if not, then I'll ignore that one for right now. But I do think that today looks tricky. I think it looks like a tricky day. I think it's, you know, I've just been in the really for the last few hours just updating like some data points because I don't see an opportunity. I have taken one trade in a company called ITM Power, which are a renewable energy industry. But aside from that, there's not really much more I can do. You know, there's not really much more that's that interesting to me at this stage.
Yeah, I've got a few things. I'll preview those now, and
yeah, brilliant.
And we'll have a good look at them in the session. So I'm looking at, well, I was looking at, no, I still am, CAD Swiss, and I'm looking to trade that long. But I noticed the Swissy has got a bit of a bee under its bonnet today, and that's kind of put a little bit of a hold on this particular scenario. But it's still there for me, and probably the best thing that could have happened is happening, and that is that we're coming back down to, and we looked at this earlier and wondering how we were going to trade this short to get long, as I recall, and it just went bang. I was looking for a false break here, but it just went bang, and away she went. So what that leaves us with is a potential for a false break of this trade line on the hourly chart, or maybe if we switch to the 4-hour chart, even if we get down to here and look for the false break, I'd still be happy with that. But the premise under which I feel we've got a chance here is still the same, and it's based on the bigger picture formation of a big double bottom here and a significant higher low here. It's gone into a bit of a mess here, I must admit, and that's why I'd love to see it give me a false break of the support level. So I'm looking for that to come under here, get back above and retest it, and then go. The weekly chart is even clearer still, with that big tweezer bottom sitting there, higher high, higher low, and then it's gone into a bit of a mess, and that makes it just that much more difficult to get in to the market. But patience, I think, will pay off here eventually, and just picking the right time is, of course, exactly what we'll be looking to do going into the week. Euro Aussie, I was looking to trade that short, and it was fairly typical on a Monday when I analyse the charts that I see price going in completely the opposite direction, and that's perfectly fine. I think that's absolutely what the doctor ordered, frankly. I was looking to this to put in a lower high. We're now going to have to wait till the next cycle, and that next cycle, if we look at the daily chart, that next cycle could well be a break and retest here, and therefore go long. So I'm not committed to the short, but that is certainly my bias. And the next cycle short could well be a false break of the top of that range, which of course is significant and has been in vogue since, well, the second half of the year anyway. Since June, we've been in that range. But prior to that, prior to the COVID-19 breakout, we were also in that very same range. If you have a look at the monthly chart, you can see over here that we've been, just above that line for the longest time. And it took a long time to get above it, I've got to say. And then we've got almost twin peaks up here. Again, you've got the I'll call it a governing chart pattern, which is this big double top sitting here. We're still under the influence of that, I think, because of, and I know it's COVID, but we have had a big rejection of that level as well. That level, of course, is a little bit of a cloud of a price in here. So back we go, and we've hit the trend line, we've hit the confluence area, and if we're going long here, this may well be the time that's going to happen. But I don't think that's an absolute fait accompli because of this reluctance to get above that level, which is around about the 166 mark, 1.66. So here's the testing material right now, I believe. And if we get through it and retest it, then yep, I'm probably turning into a bull. But in the meantime, I'm still waiting for us to come back into that range and look to trade it short. So we'll just have to be a little bit more patient here than I anticipated we might need to be, because I thought we'd get a nice little bounce off the daily pivot today. Not going to happen. Tomorrow, maybe. Euro Kiwi is the next one. And Euro Kiwi is a little bit tricky, I've got to say, because I can see two structures here that have grabbed my attention. One is the ascending channel that we've got here coming off a little bit of a double base here at a significant level. And we've since put in higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, but then we've put in a lower low, which is interesting. At the bottom, of course, which has formed the bottom, if you like, of the ascending channel. In the meantime, on the 4-hour chart, we've got this little offset head and shoulders, I suppose you could call it, but it's certainly a descending channel that's been broken once to the high side and once to the low side. So which is the stronger of the two is the question mark here. And I think I need this to get out of this area to show me exactly what that looks like. Interesting bar forming at the moment. And I think you'll probably find that there'll be people looking at that bar tomorrow if it stays as it is, in particular if it goes a little bit higher, to trade that long. I'm not necessarily of that opinion, but I'm not against it either. I think anything's possible here, and a break and retest of the monthly pivot may well be significant. But you can see the pivots are very, very close together, and that's why I think I need for this to get out of one of these structures. So that I can actually look for a trade, even if that's a false break coming back this way or a false break coming back that way. In fact, that's probably the way I'd prefer to see it go. And finally, euro dollar. Euro dollar, I'm biased short, and I'll probably go through this on the 30-minute chart in the session coming up, but I'll be looking for a false break again, as always. So price up to here, get back underneath the monthly pivot and the trade line, and trade that short. That's not going to happen anytime soon either, one wouldn't think, but that's pretty much what is on my... Hi, John. Alan. Hey, Geoff. What's... There's something missing there, Alan. What would you like me to say? Or is it just g'day? You're saying g'day. All right. Happy days, mate. G'day to you as well. All right. That pretty much wraps up the previous session, guys. We've got plenty to talk about still in the... awesome, John. In the session proper, and we've got half an hour before the US session actually does kick into gear. And it'll be interesting to see how it reacts to two things. One, to Powell's speech that we've just had, and two, to the Kiwi election. I'm looking forward to that as well. And of course, we've got silly little things going on like COVID-19, like what is it going? Oh, the US elections. That's right. That's in 2 weeks. Brexit talks. Yeah, got that as well. And of course, there are trade wars going on at the very same time. So, yep, there's plenty to keep us company in the next half hour and hour or so coming up into the US Open. Thank you for your company, guys. Those of you who are not subscribers, those of you who are, hang about, and we will be back very, very shortly with the US session proper.